is a type of signal processing device that produces flat frequency response in the pass band. It is characterized by two cutoff frequencies, one at a lower frequency region FL and a second one at a higher frequency region FH. Band pass filter can be of two types. One is wide band pass filter and the second one is a narrow band pass filter. The name itself indicates that in the case of a wide band pass filter, the bandwidth is larger compared to that of narrow band pass filter. So also quality factor for wide band pass filter is less than 0.5 when calculated using the formula quality factor Q is equal to F0 by FH minus FL, where F0 is a product of FL into FH. In narrow band pass filter, it focuses on a single output frequency which requires higher quality factor. Advantage of wide band pass filter is its output without ripples for a wide band of frequency. Today, we can do experimentally the second order Butterworth wide band pass filter. Since it is a wide band pass filter, its quality factor is less than 0.5. We don't focus on the quality, that's the meaning. And also it is a second order filter. It consists of two reactive components that here, as we can see in the circuit diagram, we have two reactive components C2 and C3. Here also it is C2 and C3. And also from the circuit we can clearly see the band pass filtered circuit consists of two circuits cascaded to each other. That is, as it is, high pass filter is cascaded to low pass filter. Both are second order filters. That means it consists of two reactive components or two RC networks each. And here, before going into the connections on a breadboard, so as you can see from the circuit, we have so many different components, that is resistors and capacitors. We have to determine the value of the resistors R2, R3 and RF in each segment. So that's why we have to before going into the connection on the breadboard, we have to design the circuit, that is we have to determine the values of these resistances. So in designing, let us choose first of all the lower cutoff frequency FL and higher cutoff frequency FH. That is, FL is taken to be 1 kHz and FH is taken to be 10 kHz. Then for high pass filter, lower cutoff frequency is determined by high pass filter. The formula is given by FL is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC, and R is taken to be R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R. And similarly, the capacitors, reactive components, capacitor C2 is equal to C3 is taken to equal to C. Then here we choose C as 0.01 microfarad. And from this formula, we can determine R, that is two resistance can be determined. R is equal to 1 by 2 pi FLC. Substituting the values, we get 15 kΩ. And theoretical value of pass band gain, F is given by 1 plus RF by R1. Then R1 here is taken as 27K. Theoretical value is 1.5864 AF. Then substituting the values, we get RF is equal to 0.586 R1. R1 is 27K. Then calculate value is 15K. Then coming to the higher cutoff frequency FH. That is given by the low pass filter, that is shown in the circuit diagram here. Then the formula is FH. Again, it is the same formula. FH is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. C is 0.01 microfarad. From this, R is determined as 1 by 2 pi fhc. R here is these R2 and R3 made equal to each other, that is taken as R. Then R is determined as 1 by 2 pi fhc. Substituting the values, we get 1.5 k ohm. Then R is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is 1.5 k ohm. Then similarly, as previously we have done, R1 is calculated. R1 is taken as 27k. Then similarly, going through the similar steps, we get RF is equal to 0.586 R1, that is equal to, substituting, we get 15k. Then the load resistance is taken as 10k ohm. So using these components, these values for the components, we can very well make a circuit on a breadboard. And next let us see how the circuit is made on the breadboard. Now, as per the circuit diagram, we have made the connections of second order Butterworth wide band pass filter on the breadboard. As you can see, we have two filters, high pass filter and low pass filter, cascaded to form a circuit of a band pass filter. And this is a connection used to cascade the filter high pass to low pass. Next, we'll check out the connections segment wise in detail. Band pass filter employs two operational amplifiers or pump. One is in high pass filter circuit and second one is in low pass filter circuit. So here let's begin with the pins of IC741, which is used as a op pump in a high pass filter. And the pin 1 and pin 8 are not connected. Then at pin 2 we have two connections. One is R1, other end of which is grounded. Then second one is a feedback resistance which is connected to pin 6. Then coming to pin 3, again there are two connections. One is resistance R3, other end of which again is grounded. Then second component is a capacitor C3, other end of which is connected to a junction where there are two other components. They are capacitor C2 and resistance R2. Other end of the resistance is connected to pin 6 and other end of capacitor C2 is connected to a point from where we connect to function generator. Then IC741 provide pin 4 for the supply of a minus VCC. Then here pin 5 is not connected. Then at pin 6 there are three connections. As we have said earlier, the other end of R2, then other end of RF, and one connection is to cascade high pass filter to low pass filter. Then again pin 7 is used for the supply of plus VCC. And here for the supply of input frequency, we use these two terminals to connect to function generator. That is, one is ground and second one is other end of a capacitor C2. Next we will focus on the connection on a low pass filter. So as we discussed, this is the connection to cascade high pass filter to low pass filter, and it is connected to the resistance R2. Then other end of the resistance R2 is connected to a junction of one resistance R3 and one capacitor C2. So for the convenience of description, here also let's go to the various pins of a op-amp, connections at various pins. Then as we discussed earlier, the pins 1 and 8 are not connected. Then at a pin 2, here also we have two resistances. One is resistance R1, second one is feedback resistance RF. Then one end of other end of resistance R1 is grounded as before. Then other end of feedback resistor resistance is connected to pin 6. Then here also coming to pin 3 we have two components. One is resistance R3 and another one is capacitor R3. So difference from high pass filter is here capacitor is other end of capacitor is grounded, not resistance. So this resistance R3 is connected to the junction with the resistance R2 and capacitor C2. And here one thing you have to notice here is output of the circuit is taken from a low pass filter segment, and here output is taken through a load resistance of a 10k ohm as shown here, which is connected between pin 6 and ground. So this is the resistance connected to 6 grounded through a connection jumper to ground. So these are the two connections to CRO to take the output. So now the connections are complete. You will get the experimental description in Malayalam with the text in English in between.
ഓക്കെ, നമ്മളെ സെക്കൻഡ് ഓർഡർ ബാൻഡ് പാസ് ഫിൽറ്ററിൻ്റെ കണക്ഷനാണ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അത് നമ്മൾ CROയിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിൻ്റെ നമ്മൾ 500 ഹെഡ്സ് കൊടുത്തപ്പോഴുള്ള ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡാണ് ഇവിടെ കാണുന്നത്. അത് നമ്മൾ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത് വോൾട്ട് പെർ ഡിവിഷൻ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത് 2.0 മില്ലി വോൾട്ടാണ്. ടൈം പെർ ഡിവിഷൻ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത് 0.2 മില്ലി സെക്കൻഡാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ ഹെഡ്സ് ഗ്രാജുവലി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോൾ 500 ഹെഡ്സ് എന്നുള്ളത് 600 ആകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഇതിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കൂടുന്നതായിട്ട് കാണാം. നമുക്ക് ഇതിൻ്റെ വാല്യൂ എടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് പൊസിഷനും ജസ്റ്റ് അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ 600 ആകുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കൂടിയതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. പിന്നെ അടുത്ത വാല്യൂ എടുക്കാനായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ഹെഡ്സ് കൂട്ടി കൊടുക്കാം. ഒരു 700 ഹെഡ്സ് കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് പിന്നെ കൂടിയതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. അതിനുശേഷം നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് ഹെഡ്സ് ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കുറച്ചും കൂടെ കൂടുതലായിട്ട് കൊടുക്കാം. ഒരു 1000 ഹെഡ്സ് കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് പിന്നെയും കൂടിയതായിട്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കിടക്കുന്നത് 6 കിലോ ഹെഡ്സിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വോൾട്ട് പെർ ഡിവിഷൻ ചെറുതായിട്ടൊന്ന് മാറിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. 0.5 വോൾട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ വോൾട്ട് പെർ ഡിവിഷൻ എടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. പിന്നെ ടൈം പെർ ഡിവിഷൻ 0.2 മില്ലി സെക്കൻഡാണ്. അപ്പോൾ 6 കിലോ ഹെഡ്സിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഗ്രാജുവലി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കൂടുന്നതായിട്ട് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു 7 കിലോ ഹെഡ്സ് ആയപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കൂടിയതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ, അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഫ്രീക്വൻസി പിന്നെയും ഗ്രാജുവലി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ചെറിയൊരു കോൺസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് ലെവൽ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് നമുക്കിവിടെ കാണാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. ഒരു അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ 2.4 ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഭാഗത്താണ് ഒരു കോൺസ്റ്റൻ്റ് ഏരിയ നമുക്ക് പറയണത്. ഈ ബാൻഡ് പാസ് ഫിൽറ്ററിൽ കോൺസ്റ്റൻ്റ് ഏരിയ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. പിന്നെ അതിൽ നിന്ന് കിലോ ഹെർട്സ് നമ്മൾ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കൂടുതൽ കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിൽ നിന്ന് ആ നേരത്തെ കിട്ടിയ 2.4ൽ നിന്ന് കുറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കൂടുമ്പോൾ. ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു 50 കിലോ ഹെർട്സ് ഒക്കെ എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടിയേക്കുന്നത് 1.8 ഒക്കെയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ 6 കിലോ ഹെർട്സിൽ നിന്ന് 50ലേക്ക് എത്തിയപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കൂടി കോൺസ്റ്റൻ്റായി പിന്നെ കുറഞ്ഞു. അങ്ങനെയാണ് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടിയത്. അത് ഞാൻ കാണിച്ചു തരാം. ഉണ്ടോ, കുറഞ്ഞു ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കുറവിൽ നിന്ന് കൂടുതലേക്ക് വന്നു, പിന്നെ കോൺസ്റ്റൻ്റായി പിന്നെ കുറഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ.
This is a tabulation for a wide band pass Butterworth filter. As you can see, there are 5 columns in the tabulation. First one is for a input frequency that is applied to the circuit. Second one is for a log of the frequency that you have to calculate and record. Third one is for the output voltage that is obtained using CRO, that is in the V output, the unit is V. And fourth one is for a gain using the, you have to calculate it using the formula AV is equal to V output by V input. So initially in the experiment we have set the input voltage as a 4 volt. You don't have to stick on to this value. You can take a different value, 2 or 3 volts. The last column is for a gain in dB using the formula. You have to calculate it using the formula 20 log AV. So this frequency response is plotted with the second column and last column, that is log F along x-axis and gain in dB along y-axis. And going through the first column, as the frequency is increased, for a band of input frequency, you can see on the third column, this output voltage remains constant, which produces a flat region in the frequency response. So next we'll pass on to the frequency response curve. This is a shape of a frequency response curve when log F is plotted with along x-axis and the gain along y-axis. As you can see, as frequency increases, gain also increases, and for a value of a frequency, it reaches maximum, and for a band of frequency, it remains constant. Then afterwards, on further increasing the frequency, it goes down. So experimentally, to find out FL and FH, what we have to do here is to subtract a value of 3 dB from maximum value of gain. That is, here this is maximum value, we subtract it and it reaches a point here. And from this point, draw a horizontal, and this horizontal line crosses the frequency response curve at 2 points. This is the first one, this is the second one. The log F corresponding to first one gives log FL, and that corresponding to second one gives a log FH. And as all of us know, anti-log of these values, log FL and log FH, give the value of FL and the value of FH. Thus we can experimentally find out cutoff frequencies FL and FH. And using the circuit, we can find 2 more parameters such as bandwidth and gain. Bandwidth is obtained by subtracting FL from FH. That is the width, the difference between FH and FL gives bandwidth. And gain can be determined using the formula AV is equal to V output by V input corresponding to the flat region of the curve. The flat region of the curve occurs at the constant value of V output. So this is a constant value. So taking that value, we can find the gain of the circuit. So we can experimentally determine FH, FL, bandwidth and gain from this circuit and can be compared to theoretical values. Enjoy doing the experiment. Thank you.